In this video, we're going to talk about performance charts that are used with classification models. In particular, whenever we are using something like data mining to look at data and determine, whether, let's say in this case, that there's a sale or there's not a sale to a particular customer. We build a model, and in that model, oftentimes one of the things that comes out of it is a probability that we are going to get a sale. So in the data that we're going to look at today, there's the model has gone through and it's predicted this target probability for each individual. And so we have this probability that a sale will happen based on the model. And then we have actually whether or not that person bought, which is a 1, or did not buy, which is a 0. So from this model, what we're looking for is a way to evaluate the model and say, is this a good model or is this not a good model? One way for us to do that, as I mentioned, is through charts. And in this video, we're going to talk about the cumulative probability chart. If you have the J. et al. Business Analytics textbook, you're going to see this in example, let's see here, make sure I get it correct. Example 11.7. Again, figure 11.7 is what we're going to build in this, and to do it, we're going to go through, look at our data. First step is for this probability lift chart is we want to take and sort our data from the highest probability to the lowest probability. So if you come across to the data tab, go to sort, and here's a quick link here, largest to smallest. It's going to ask us if we want to expand our selection to include all of the data, and we do. So now it has done the sort. Once we've done the sort, over in column D, we want the number of cases as our new title. And again, all of this information that I'm going through right now are steps that are in the J. et al. Textbook. And then in E, we're going to write cumulative. All right. So what we're doing is, as I'm talked about before, we have cases, and in this particular instance, we have 200 of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and in number of cases, let's go ahead and drag this down so that we have all 200 listed. And then the next thing we want to determine what is the cumulative total of all of the correct actual cases. So in this cell, E2, what we want is, was this case, was it actual or not? Remember, 1 means yes, so equals A2. And now we want the cumulative. And the cumulative is what happened before plus what happened in this case. All right? And so you can see here, first case is yes, second case is no, so we're at cumulative 1. Now I'm going to double left click on the bottom of this equation, and what it does, it copies all the way through to the very bottom all the number of cases that are correct. And so with this one, we have 200 different customers, 48 of them bought, and now we have taken and rank ordered from case number 1, which is the highest, to case number 200, which is the lowest probability, and a cumulative total. All right, so or a cumulative count of what's going on. Let's take and highlight both of these fields. So here's all of our data. We can go now and do insert a chart, and we want to do a scatter with a smooth line. All right, so again, this is what the lift chart now looks like. The only thing that we need to add is what we call the baseline. This line tells us that, over the first 50 cases that we look at, if we rank order them, that approximately 30 of them were, we captured 30 of the 48 actual cases by just looking at the top 50 cumulative percentage ranked to get us there. Now, again, we need to put in here a baseline, which is a random line from here to here. And the way we can do that, if I right click anywhere on this data, I can put select data and then add. The series name is, we're going to call this the baseline model. The X values that we're looking at here are from 0 up to 200. And for our Y goes from 0, comma, 48. When I've done that, I click OK. I now have a new line ready to go into it. I click OK. Let's scroll down to find our graph, and here it is. Okay. Now this is the baseline model. This is the cumulative percentage model. The textbook tells you that the slope of this line is really 48 divided by 200. All right, so it's going to go up 48 and over 200. So the slope is, approximately 0.25 on that slope. And as I mentioned to you before, if I take rank ordered the first 50 of these cases captures 30 out of the 48. So from calculating the lift, that is, we are predicting much faster than just from this random, drawing out 50 items, the number of items that are the number of cases that we would be able to predict. So this is the way we make it. You could go in from here and you could add titles and other things to make it prettier. But again, what we're looking for in a cumulative lift chart is a very high number here, high rate at first, and then a flattening off. Because what we want to be able to do is say that, this model really is predicting at a fairly high rate the number of items or the number of cases that are that we can capture. As a matter of fact, from this, we could go back in and look at the probability and say, if we wanted to set the probability here, what is in particular, there's not much value added after about this point here, which is case number 120. If we go to case number 120 in our data, it says that after we get to a 0.08 percentage, we're really not getting anything more than that. So even setting the percentage at 0.10 would capture 43 out of 48 of our cases. So hopefully this helps, number one, on how to develop the chart, but also how to interpret the chart.